All right, hey everybody, it's Jason Shattuck with Premier Guitar, and we're back with our old buddy Shawn Tubbs. How you doing, Shawn?
I'm doing good, Jason. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you as well. And we are going to talk about your brand new signature overdrive pedal, the Tilt,
Yep.
which is available now as people see this. So tell us a little bit about. We know you've been working with Revv for a while now, but tell us a little bit about kind of the inspiration behind what you were looking for in this pedal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a collaboration between myself and, of course, Dan Trudeau, who's the head designer at Revv. And really what I wanted was just kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of different kind of single channel vintage tube amps that I've had the pleasure of playing over the years. So anything from a little like Tweed all the way up to like a Marshall Plexi and all the stuff in the middle. We just were wanting to try to cram it all into one overdrive box, that's really touch sensitive and expressive.
And so this one, as we can see there, has kind of two sides to it. So
Yep.
walk us kind of through the different sides and the different controls you have.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the drive side, it's a very simple tone stack. So you've got volume, gain, treble, and bass. I wanted to keep that as simple as possible. For a guy like me, I feel like that's all you need. And then on the boost side of the pedal, it's going to give you 12 dB of clean boost with what we're calling a tilt EQ. And basically what that does is it allows you to quickly kind of sculpt your tone. So as you turn it to the left, it's going to cut bass and add highs. As you turn it to the right, it's going to do just the opposite. So you can really quickly like sculpt in a tone. And then this tight switch is there kind of as a workflow feature. If you get the tilt where you want it, but maybe there's a little too much low end, you can use this tight switch to just quickly sort that out. And the boost does run into the overdrive. And the main thing behind, yes. And the main reasoning behind that is this is kind of a medium gain overdrive. So, you can use the boost to actually create more saturation and then tweak in, different tonalities via the tilt and tilt EQ and the tight switch.
Take it. All right, let's start with the boost. And so can you take us, maybe hear your clean tone, and then take us through maybe some of the different tight settings you have there?
Sure. Now, the boost, there's just my clean. Here's the boost the way I have it set up right now. So you can tell it's pretty transparent. Now, it's not meant to be transparent. But you can get it pretty close to transparent if it's adding a little too much low end. Now it's just adding a little bit of chime. I hit that tight switch and it pretty much cleaned up the low end. Let me do this first. Let me just turn up the boost a little bit and I'll sweep that tilt EQ. Here's all the way to the right. All the way to the left. So we can basically take, a clean amplifier, or really any amplifier from like a Fender Deluxe all the way to a, AC30 if you want within that sweep. And then, if we want to drive the amp, like I've got a D20 behind me, turn it off. So yeah, it's just really versatile, really quick workflow.
Seems like a real usable sweep on the tilt EQ as well,
Yeah, I didn't want it to be overly active, but I definitely wanted it to be usable across the whole range. Yeah, for sure. So that's kind of how the boost side of the pedal works.
Cool. Let's move over to the other side.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of my starting point. So once again, clean amp, really clean amp.
Quite a bit of gain on that one.
Yeah, you can definitely get more gain out of it. I mean, that starting point is kind of where I like to keep things set, but you can turn the gain down and it'll, definitely do the clean. So you can go all the way from there, about mid, which, as I mentioned, is kind of where I like it, to all the way up. And the nice thing about it is what I really wanted is I needed it to respond a lot like a vintage tube amp single channel would respond without being so much an amp in a box. I didn't want it to be super active. And yeah, as I played, even without much gain, cleans up. Yeah,
now,
so...
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you want me to go ahead and sweep through the tone stack real quick? Yeah. Cool. Okay, I'll start with the treble. Here's treble off. I wanted this pedal to have the capability of getting really dark, just depending on what amp you're using. Here's mid way up. Here's about where I like it. Here's all the way up. Yeah, so I mean, once again, I wanted it to be really usable all the way through the tone range, so it would fit anybody's hands, anybody's guitar, amp. On the bass side now, the bass circuit on this, the way Dan and I looked at it is we didn't want it to be such a big, fat, like low end. We wanted it to be more of like a kind of a fatter low mid. So I'll just sweep it really quick. But what I wanted is for, I wanted it to be a fatter kind of single note sound. So here's off. You can hear how it still sounds, like that would fit in a track. Mm-hmm. But if you want some more lows, it's about where I like it. I'll go ahead and keep going. The reason I like it is just for that type of thing. If I want like a really fat, maybe kind of Robin Fordy thing, mm-hmm. I can use the bass control to kind of just fatten up those single notes. And where this is in the circuit, it will create a little bit more gain, much like if you were to dime it on a single channel amp, it kind of does the same thing.
Cool. Well, let's see what it sounds like now when you put the two sides together.
Yeah. Okay. So
really
yeah,
push it over the top.
Yep, so check this out. So this would be kind of my starting point. And I'll add the boost. Now before I go on, I just want to say this is kind of the starting point. So I'm basically using the boost as the more. It's not necessarily going crazy, okay?
Full-on rock.
Yeah, so it's quite capable of doing anything from like chimey, low gain stuff, all the way up to maybe something like Hot for Teacher type of saturation and gain, and really any place in the middle. is really what that's for.
Nice. All right, big question, Shawn. What will be the price on the pedal and when will it be available?
This one is going to retail for $269, and it's available now.
Excellent. And where can people go online to find out more information about your new signature pedal and everything else that Revv does up there in Canada?
RevvAmplification.com.
Perfect. Well, Shawn, thank you so much for joining us today and showing us your new pedal.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Out. This is Jason Shadrick with Premier Guitar.